Well, hey there, CEO. Now, this week's podcast episode covered the 6-week back to school operations countdown. And I want to walk you through exactly how we use this framework at Peak Academy and Play Boutique. So, showing you kind of the real world behind the scenes. I'm going to show you exactly what the back to school challenge looks like. And we're going to go through 1 week that most operators underinvest in, and that is week 5, your team preparation. Because in my experience, this is the week that determines whether your team is ready to lead families on day 1 or whether they're still figuring things out while the families are watching. And the more investment you make in your team, my friend, that is where you're going to find your time freedom lifestyle. So, we're going to look at that checklist. You can find it from this week's podcast, episode 190. It's a 1-page overview, or you can join us in the Back to School Challenge, where every week you're going to get a detailed list of things to work on. So again, the checklist that's with the podcast is just a quick overview, and the challenge offers you specific things for each week with a community of others working on the same things. So we're going to dive into this video is all about that week number 5. And the first task in week 5 is finalizing the fall team schedule based on your confirmed enrollment. Now, notice that I said based on confirmed enrollment. That is why week 6 has come first. You cannot build a reasonably well thought out team schedule until you know how many children are actually coming each day. So a lot of directors build their team schedule in June based on expected enrollment and then do a revisit in July when their actual roster is confirmed. That mismatch, well, it creates either overstaffing, which can cost you money, or understaffing, which creates compliance risk. So in week 5, after you've confirmed your enrollment, you've heard back from people, you did that in week 6, this is when you finalize that actual schedule. Now, the second task is identifying your team gaps and begin to fill them. So if you discover a gap in week 5, you have time to address it before your school year starts. If you discover it in one of the other weeks, like week 1 or week 2, then you're probably scrambling under pressure. And this is exactly the kind of thing that gets caught early in a 6-week countdown and causes chaos when it surfaces the week before school starts. Now, your third task is scheduling your team orientation date. So not doing the orientation, but scheduling it. It needs to be on everyone's calendar in plenty of time so they can plan around it. This is summer. People's summer schedules are busy, even your team. Now, your team orientation that gets scheduled 2 weeks out before school starts, that's where you have some attendance problems. People have already made commitments, so you want to make sure to get on their calendar and plan that date. Now, the fourth task, and this is the one I feel really strongly about, it's a personal communication to every team member acknowledging the upcoming year. So at Peak Academy, I write handwritten notes and I mail them. That's right. I put them in the mail and the team members get them at home during week 5. Because a handwritten note, one that says, I'm looking forward to spending the year with you. I know how much our families value what you bring. That sets the tone that no amount of team meeting enthusiasm, no amount of gift cards, no amount of goodies, nothing can replicate that. It's personal, it's specific, and it tells your team members that they matter to you before September demands everything from all of you. Now, the year I most clearly saw the impact of our 6-week countdown at Peak Academy was the year we had a significant team change. 2 lead teachers transitioned out over the summer. They'd moved on into public school teaching. We were so excited for them. We were so happy for them. But that meant we were onboarding 2 new team members before fall. In a compressed 2-week preparation window, that situation would have been a little bit of a crisis. But in a 6-week countdown, it was manageable. We identified the staffing plan that we needed early on. We began the hiring process early on, and we had offers out before the end of the summer. And we had new team members confirm start dates weeks before back to school. And we had built their first 2 weeks of onboarding into that preparation schedule. Their classroom assignments, they were confirmed. They had a clear picture of what their first week would look like. And by that week 1, they had met the families they would be serving at the new family orientation. So was it a lot of work? Maybe a little bit, but it was organized sequence work that happened in the right order. Because we started 6 weeks out, we had the runway to do it right. And that is the entire point of this conversation. Because at the end of the day, back to school is a little more work than what you normally do throughout the year. And the question is, are you going to do it over 6 weeks or in 2 weeks? So again, for that full 6-week countdown framework, listen to episode 190 of the Early Childhood Business Made Easy podcast, download the free resource, that operations checklist, and then get into our back to school challenge if you're not already there yet. Join us at kellypeak.com, back to school challenge. We're live. We're going deep on everything you need to make this fall your best one yet. Take care, my friend. Have a great week.